Hello, you're live with ArchieLuxury, AC3, the guru, the pontiff, the governor's governor. I am the original wristwatch governor, the pontiff, the pontiff. Now, fuckers, I want to talk to you today about the Bruce Williams Rolex disaster. Now, this is a very interesting disaster. And I've been pretty busy. I normally don't look at a lot of watch channels, but my friend John SUCKAHORN, he told me about this disaster. And basically, there was a guy, Bruce Williams, who's a bit of a watch collector. He runs a bit of a watch forum, watch channel. He's a nice enough guy. I got to tell you the truth. I don't watch a lot of his shit because he talks a lot about Seikos and affordable watches, and you know, it's just, yeah, he's okay. Bruce is okay. I got nothing against Bruce. Anyhow, the story is this. This is what happened. This is the story. I give you the story. He basically had a Rolex Air King, which I've heard two stories. I don't know whether it was his or he was buying it, but he had this Air King, and he was returning it. And on the way to return it, he left it on the car roof. And before he knew it, it had been completely smashed and destroyed. Now, it's very, very interesting. Some people are saying this is a hoax. This is e-begging at its highest form. Other people are saying, no, it is real. This is real. So, anyhow, the story is look, the thing is this. There is so much misery has many friends. Now, to discuss this event, I've got one of the most miserable, nasty fuckers out there, John SUCKAHORN. Hello, John. How are you?
Thanks for the gracious intro. Thanks, mate.
Yes. Now, tell me this. Misery has many, many friends. Misery has many friends. Do you believe the Bruce Williams story? Is it a hoax? Is it the ultimate bit of e-begging? Or did it really happen?
That's three questions. Which one do you want to answer first?
Did it happen, John?
I can't see why. No reason to deny what the gentleman's got up and said.
Well, it could be doing it for ratings and, you know, notoriety. There's a whole number of things. I mean,
well, my opinion is I doubt that. I doubt that it's a falsified incident.
Okay, you think it's real?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I got to tell you the truth there. If this is real, and look,
don't you think it's real?
I'm not sure because I never saw the original footage. Like you told me the story.
The footage that was taken down.
Yeah. I've tried to research it and have a look at it, and I can't find it anywhere. I went to his channel and it's gone.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a secondhand report. I looked at another channel that mentioned it. I looked at your chat. I spoke to you. And there's also another channel, Canadian-based channel, has also mentioned it. And I don't know what the truth is. I mean, this whole thing is just a storm in a teacup, and I don't know whether it's true or not. But it raises many interesting questions because a couple of weeks ago, I thought my entire collection was stolen.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
It's a difference between having something stolen and having something damaged. Due to negligence. Of not treating an object with the respect it warrants. I can't see how you can relate those two. Theft and a lack of
Well,
you know,
it was
respect for them.
stupidity putting it in the hotel safe. It was stupidity on my part. Look, what happened was I was in a hurry.
No, you were stupid. You forgot the combination, didn't you?
No. I used the same combination over again all the time. What happened was it didn't work. It wouldn't work. I use the same code all the time. Okay.
Yeah, the batteries are run flat in the safe or something. Yeah.
Well, but we had to wait until the hotel staff came out because it's a 3-star hotel. They don't exactly run. And eventually, I mean, what happened if the burglar took my stuff and put a new code in to slow me down a bit?
Didn't we solve that exercise though? We solved that exercise. They got in, didn't they?
Sorry?
They got in. I had a similar experience in Bunbury. They pulled the safe out of the wall and they did it in the hallway. Yeah, they fixed it up in the hallway. It took them about 3/4 an hour. It was grouse.
How much did you have in it?
No, that's before I put stuff in it. I wanted to make sure it worked first. It didn't work properly. I said, make it work. I'm not going to use the room unless the safe works. So they pulled out the safe and they fixed it up in the hallway and put it back in. I said, what about some screws? Screw it at the bottom. No, you don't need that. I said, put some screws in. They put the screws in, all right. I gave them a couple $100. Thank you, fellas. See ya.
Now, tell me this, John.
Yeah.
The Bruce Williams disaster.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a hoax or is it real?
Of course it's real. His bloke was crying. He was crying on the video. He was apologetic for his his error.
I still think it can be fixed.
Well, send it off to Kenny. You reckon?
We got a bit of echo there, John. A bit of echoes being.
Well, I'm not playing with anything.
Okay. John, I really think this situation here is.
Why would you want to question the bloke? He's got up there. He put up a video. He's very upset about the matter. He's thinking of purchasing this. This, what is it, Air King, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it looked pretty fucked from when I saw it.
I still think it can be fixed. You can actually solder metal. You can put that stuff back.
The band
laser welding, it's called laser welding.
Oh no, well.
Forget the band. You can replace the band. Look, the band. The expensive part is the head.
The head. Yeah. Well,
yeah, the head of the watch. The band is replaceable.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew's on. Drew's me mate. The Morrison King.
Okay. So I'm just asking you. I still think it can be fixed.
I imagine it could be. Like with all the pieces are there, just a matter of putting back together again. Well, they compared the box. The
box means nothing. You can buy the box for $200.
I know you buy the box, but the box had one tie mark over it. Looked like a pretty precise job. You looked at the watch, looked like a steamroller had gone over it about half a dozen times. Like I've never seen so many, scratches.
So he says.
No, what do you mean? So he says. I was just telling you what I saw. That's what was on the video. It was pretty, like you wouldn't, you'd think yourself, I wouldn't bother doing anything about this now. You just get them, you just ring up your mate and say, look, I'm coming over. How much is that worth? $5,000 or I'm bringing around 5. We've had a bit of a problem. It's cash, isn't it? Yeah, and that's the end of the matter. But no, it's gone on a bit from there. The matter of, I think, graduated to a higher form of e-begging. Like we're going to some watch channels have decided in the graciousness and the goodness of their hearts, to give him donations. You know, they're going to donate to someone's ignorance and, of stupidity because they didn't have a respect for their mate's watch. Well, good on you. If you want to, think that's nice and compassionate, but I'm certainly we're not going to reward the bloke. I thought, I saw it and said, you fuckhead. Now, why would what are you going to say to your mate? Tell your mate. One commentator said the worst thing about it all was his wife's there and saw the lot of it and witnessed it. His wife fucking saw it. You're joking, aren't you? Well, that would be the last thing. What I'd worry about. My wife thought about it smashing my mate's watch. What's your mate going to think?
You got to do the honourable thing. You're going to have to buy it, aren't you?
Well, he did. He did.
I tell you what, I don't think he'll be making that mistake again. Do you?
Well, no.
The University of Hard Knocks.
You put the Rolex in the car first before you put the baby in, I think, next time, wouldn't you? You'd rest the baby on the roof, wouldn't you, before you put rest the Rolex on the roof? You're not going to forget the baby, are you? God, fuck
now, I just been offered 20,000 Canadian for my world time from Ronnie Paul.
What's the exchange rate?
Look, it's
same as ours.
Yeah, that's 20,000. I can't. The thing is, I need 28,000. I don't know where these guys come off making low ball offers there. The bloody thing, you know what it's. Sorry?
Don't worry about that. Back to the subject.
Bruce Williams, I tell you this now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can reward stupidity. I mean, seriously, right?
Well, you might, don't you have any compassion? Some people might have some sort of compassion. Well, I feel sorry for him.
I feel sorry for him too. I do feel sorry for him, okay?
Well, sorry?
Yes.
I don't feel sorry for someone's stupidity, and like it's just a feeling. Like how many people that day left Rolexes on their roof, and got run over by 400 fucking cars on a freeway, and he happened to recover it. God knows. Like it might be first. I think it is the first. For everyone. Like hearing you say, "Oh, jeepers, you've done your Rolex." Well, sure. In my opinion, I can't. I don't feel. I feel sorry for the watch. I feel sorry for the watch more than I feel him. And the bloke who had it. The bloke who had it obviously loved it. He was considering selling it. Dude, brought it back in 478,000 pieces. What? That's oops. Hand him over the cash and give him a watch. Give him the same watch. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'll go away. You know your phone number. I'm sorry. I
got to tell you. You think it's real, don't you? You don't think he's... Why has he removed the vids from his channel? Tell me this. Explain that to me.
I don't know. You ask him.
I mean, that's what I can't work out. Why has he removed it from his channel? I don't understand this. And I noticed some other channels. I'm not going to name other channels, John. We're not going to name other channels. Some other channels, they only do e-begging for themselves. They're high and mighty, right? These are the aristocratic channels. They just removed any comments about it because it takes away from donations to them. What a fucking... Can you believe that?
Who are we talking about?
We're not naming names, okay?
No,
because, but you understand. Another channel has removed all comments about that disaster because they solely want money for themselves. It's really quite vicious world we live in. Perfect timepiece. I've done a video with him. He's a lovely guy. He was interviewed his girlfriend, and the girlfriend spoke about it.
What's that got to do with Bruce Williams?
No, she was discussing the Bruce Williams disaster, the story.
Oh, yeah, Grouse. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this.
That's Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect and the girlfriend. That was, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, tell me this. I've done things where I've regretted it. I remember once, you know, when John, I keep my bank safe. I keep my good watches in the bank safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like to keep them at home. You agree with me on that, don't you?
Good place to keep your valuables.
Look, this disaster story, if it happened, right?
Yes.
You could see why the man would quit YouTube and quit watches altogether. It's such a disaster.
I think the bloke maybe, I hadn't seen any of his videos personally. He seemed to present quite acceptably in his way. Some people say, you know, I'm not judging on his videos. I haven't seen them, but other comments I've seen, he's putting out a channel, he's having a go. You know, I don't see why he has to, because of that. But the necessity of putting up, the video as an apology, to what his error was. I think he did in good faith, but he undertook a lot of criticism in the comments. So that video was pulled. In the original video he put up about the review on that watch, that was also pulled. So the bloke feels a bit I don't know how he feels, but he pulled those bits.
I see.
But he might be embarrassed of what he did, his mistake he made. I would. I think anyone would. That's just a gross act of of negligence and stupidity. Why anybody would want to wish to reward that? What, because they have some sort of compassion, towards his error? Well, well done.
I understand. John, these things can happen to all of us, but we don't wish for bad things, do we? You can only
not wishing bad on the gentleman at all.
Like we don't wish to have a car accident, but it happens, doesn't it?
Well, that's negligence too, isn't it? Next video.
So that's it, John. You don't feel anything for this guy?
Well, no. I wouldn't feel sorry for the watch. What a fucking waste. Fair dinkum, What are you going to do? Bring that up at a dinner party? Oh, guess what I did Friday night? I put my mate's Rolex on top of the car and got run over 400 times. It's a piece of shit. That's something to be proud of in life, isn't it? I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think he might be a bit embarrassed. And, but I can't see why that should affect his contribution to YouTube. There's been plenty out there have done worse as far as making fools of themselves.
Okay, so John,
don't know what he's worried about.
John, let's talk about this. This Bruce Williams disaster. You think it's real? Okay, it's real.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
It's very sad. I just want to say out there, I really, really do feel sorry. What I still think that Rolex may be repairable.
Yeah, well, most probably could be. Cost you grands.
Yeah, but still, it's a many. it's quite a few $1,000 watch.
Yeah, well, I don't know what. Like if you took that into a jewel, a Rolex, like to repair it, they'd just go ka-ching. Yeah, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Like I don't know what it costs. Thousands. How it looked, you go, oh fuck, forget that.
No,
you give it the cat to play with or something.
No, the movement's still in there. What's to say it is fucked? Why is he taking the glass out? I don't understand this. What's happened to the glass in the hands? It doesn't make sense.
Run over by a truck. They're missing.
I see. Okay, Jono, it's good to see you, Mr. Compassion, this morning. Thank you, Mr. Compassion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll kill this one off and we'll start another show very soon. See you later,